Welcome into the show. We're going to break down some rumors and news around the Dallas Cowboys. Jaylon Smith, is he going to get cut in this upcoming offseason? I'm going to give this one 2 stars. I think there is a possibility of it happening, and Albert Breer for this idea out there saying that there's a fact within the Cowboys' walls that Jaylon has not played up to his contract. Well, duh, that's inside and outside the Cowboys' walls. What's tricky for Jaylon and the Cowboys in terms of his contract is that his 2021 salary guarantees on the 5th day of the league year. So if you cut him before that salary guarantees, you save $400K next year, but you do save 11.8 in 2022. So long term, you make some more savings there, but there isn't much short-term gain. That is a problem since you would normally want to make him a post-June 1st cut and space that out over 2 years. Not as easy to actually pull that off, however. Meanwhile, for Jaylon, the tackle numbers remain good. He's always been a pretty solid tackler. That's been his best attribute. The problem is that is not the best and most important skill set for a player in the 2020 NFL. You have to be able to cover or blitz. The blitzing has dropped off for Jaylon. The coverage remains a problem, and more importantly, he might only have 5 missed tackles. There's a lot more missed plays because Jaylon Smith has bad eyes. He might be the clear eye view guy. If there's eye candy, if there's motion, misdirection, he falls for it all the time. He has not lived up to his expectations after he signed what I thought was a very team-friendly contract. Turns out it's not the case at all. It's been fairly bad. I liked Jaylon a lot in 2018. The guy we've seen the past 2 seasons has regressed substantially. And that is a problem for Dallas because when they paid him, they thought they were locking up, at least for the next couple of years, the best linebacking duo in the NFL with him and LVE. But Jaylon's regressed. LVE can't stay healthy. Sean Lee maybe coming back in the near future from injury. Hopefully, maybe next week is the best timeline there. I kind of want to see more Luke Gifford and Francis Bernard just to see what they can do because Jaylon is just not getting it done. It's really disappointing for a player I loved before his injury at Notre Dame, was immensely happy to see recover from that injury and play well in 2018. We just haven't seen that guy since then. It's a big-time disappointment. So I'm going to make this question the pinned comment on today's video. What would you do with Jaylon Smith for next season? Would you keep him or would you cut him? I'm not putting trade on there. That's not very likely. So if you get the ad break here on YouTube, get your votes in down there. It's K for keep and C for cut. Let's talk receivers now. Will the Cowboys be keeping Michael Gallup? I'm talking more about the trade deadline here. This one's almost 4 stars. I'll keep it at 3, just in case there's some type of wild trade offer you almost can't say no to. But my expectation is Gallup was with the Cowboys for the rest of the season, and I think for good reason. I know there's been a lot of speculation around Gallup. Other NFL teams are going, hey, this Cowboys team is bad. They're selling. Maybe we can get their cheap young receiver who's very talented but has seen his production dip because they've made him into the team's top deep threat. And it's tough to have a deep threat when you don't have a good offensive line and you're now down to your 2nd and 3rd string quarterbacks. So it's not really Gallup's fault per se. It's just he has not had much of a chance to actually be utilized properly in this offense. I have in no rush to trade Gallup. Long term, you do have the possibility that you can't keep him and Cooper and Amari and Lamb, although you could if you want to. But there's no harm in listening. In fact, you should be listening because if a team gets wild and throws you a 1st-round pick for Gallup, I think I might do that particular trade. We also have a deal for you guys here. Head over to our sportsbook partner, BETUS. It's chatsports.com/bet. That'll take you right into the BETUS site. Use promo code Cowboys125 when you're signing up and depositing at least $100 to A, get the 125% deposit bonus and a Cowboys jersey as well. Email us cowboys@chatsports.com to claim that jersey once you've signed up and deposited. As a reminder, it is only available for new BETUS customers. So if you already got started with BETUS, thank you, but you're not eligible for a second jersey. That's cowboys@chatsports.com to claim, or feel free to email us if you have any questions. Let's go to the other receiver here. How about an Amari Cooper trade? Again, I'm going to round up here to 1 star. I don't think this is the path the Cowboys pursue, and for a couple different reasons. A, even if you're blowing it up and rebuilding, unless you're getting a first-round pick, whoever your quarterback is, Dak or a first-year player, you want to give them skill position guys who can make plays. Now, Cooper's contract is fairly easy. In fact, I'll call it one of the easier contracts to trade if you're the Dallas Cowboys. But I don't want to blow up what is my best position right now. That's Cooper, Gallup, Lamb, and Wilson. Now, Pro Football Talk, enemy of the show, said that Cedric Wilson was really good, which, okay, that's fine, but he's clearly not as good as Amari Cooper. And, oh, by the way, Cedric Wilson's been MIA since Dak Prescott got hurt. Maybe Dak makes Cedric Wilson look better than he actually is. He's a nice little piece. I'm not hating on Cedric Wilson, but he's not as good as Amari Cooper. And he's playing well. You just saw his stats at a high level. He is the one player pretty much each game this year who has consistently showed up because, Dak got hurt. So unless you get a major offer, I think it's at least a first-round pick, I'm going to keep Cooper for now. Because I think next year, when Dak's healthy and the O-line isn't decimated, I think they'll be able to be okay. So if you could only pick one of these guys, who is it? Type AC for Amari Cooper or type MG for Michael Gallup. Now, we got a bunch of new people watching the show all the time here. Thank you all so much. If you're wondering what these stars mean, allow me to explain. 0 stars, it is fake news. It's the number of Carson Wentz playoff wins. It's just not going to happen or it does not exist. 1 star, there's a small shred of truth here, but don't get your hopes up for it happening. 2 stars is firmly in that rumor category. We will see what happens. 3 stars means it's pretty darn likely, but it's not quite a done deal yet. And 4 stars might change in the near future because Zeke has not done much eating, but it means that it's a done deal and it's going to happen. Let's talk coaching staff now. Fire Mike McCarthy and hire Jim Harbaugh. I will round up on this star again as well. 1 star here. I could see a scenario where Mike McCarthy gets fired if they lose every single game. Keyshawn Johnson, though, says fire McCarthy and bring in Jim Harbaugh because the Jim Harbaugh NFL rumors will never, ever die, just like the OBJ trade rumors. Harbaugh, though, has had great success in the NFL with San Francisco before the end of his tenure there. My issue here is that I don't think Harbaugh is going to leave Michigan right now. If Harbaugh leaves Michigan to go back to an NFL that looks pretty different than the one he left, by the way, that means he's a big failure. He's a Michigan man through and through. If he leaves without beating Ohio State, I don't know if that's actually an outcome here for old Jimbo. So who do you guys want as the Cowboys head coach? You can stick with McCarthy in there if you want. Please keep it realistic. I don't want to see 18 different people typing in Bill Belichick because that's fun, but it's simply not going to happen. So let me know who you guys want in the comment section. And while you're getting your votes in here, make sure you guys are subscribed. I'm talking to all 1,100 of you guys watching live right now. If and when coaching changes happen, we'll let you know. When someone gets fired, you can best believe we'll break down a potential replacements list as well. If you want to stay updated on America's team, hit that big red button and subscribe today. Back to trade talk here, this time trading for somebody. It's Anthony Harris. I'm going to give this the 1 star. I know many of you have asked about him. Bleacher Report was like, he could be a top trade target for the Cowboys. And on one hand, I do get it. Safety's a huge need for Dallas. Minnesota's selling. But the issue, and we're going to talk more about this later this week, Harris is on the tag this year. There's no guarantee he's going to return in 2021 to Minnesota or to Dallas. He would cost the Cowboys about $6 million for the rest of the season, and the Cowboys have to pay him in the offseason when he's probably looking at a $12 or $13 million per year contract. So Harris would be a big boost to this Cowboys secondary. I like the football player. He's really good. But why would I give up a draft pick and pay $6 million when that doesn't help me this season? If I want to pursue him in free agency, I am on board with that. But Anthony Harris is still going to go to the highest bidder out there because guess what? The Cowboys can't tag in this upcoming offseason because they haven't paid Dak yet. So the franchise tag isn't really on the table at the current moment for Harris. So because of those reasons, because he's not under contract and you can't really tag him next year because you got to save it for Dak, I don't think it's the most likely outcome here for the Dallas Cowboys. Look, if you want to sign him in free agency, totally different discussion. A trade right now, I'm not sold. Now, those of you who have been subscribed to the Cowboys Report for a while now know how I feel about safeties. Every single year, I pound the table to get a safety. Ooh, maybe safeties only 2021 will be the brand going forward here, or just a safety 2021. I hope this is the year. I'm going to type in 1 for yes. They have to get somebody. Hopefully, though, it's actually a good safety and not, a 6th-round pick again or a bad free agent signing. Looking now more for the present, Ben DiNucci. Is the Nooch going to start for the Cowboys? This one's almost 4 stars, guys. I'm going to give it 3 for now because, hey, maybe the next 48 hours or so, Dalton makes some great progress in concussion protocol. It does not seem likely. It appears that Ben DiNucci, who has been getting the first-team reps for the Dallas Cowboys in practice all week, is in line to start for the first time in his NFL career, in his rookie season, no less. He played some against Washington, had the best throw of the game to Amari Cooper, a nice big pickup, and then the worst throw of the game on an out route to Michael Gallup that missed him by like 5 yards. He was also sacked 3 times because, the offensive line is bad. And, go figure, the first-year player doesn't have the best pocket presence yet, especially when he probably wasn't ready to fully start. So we will see what the Nooch can do. I am not going to start calling him Gucci DiNucci yet, or even just Gucci Nucci, because he has to earn that moniker. He has to be good first, then we can award him that nickname. But we'll see what he can put together in Sunday Night Football against the Philadelphia Eagles.